You guys have done your own review.
We have done an assessment. Well, hold on. You guys are impatient today. One of the things and I mentioned this yesterday in the interviews that I did on all of your television shows, was that we would assess whether or not all of what we were doing was being done in support of what the Secret Service has to do in part of their mission in keeping this complex safe. Last night was the first of many holiday parties that will happen in this complex over the next several weeks. We had staff at the security checkpoint to ensure that if there was any confusion about lists, those would be double-checked with somebody representing the social office. That was an assessment made based on something that we believed could have been added, and we've made those changes as of last night.
Follow up, Robert, on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Has there been any concerns about Desiree Rogers' performance prior to this instance?
No.
No one has questioned the president or told the president that she is a very last-minute person, poor planner?
No, I think you all have been to and seen either whether you're part of a pool, whether some of you have been to receptions, the remarkable work that they have done in pulling off a lot of events here. The First family is quite pleased with her performance, and I've heard nothing uttered of what you talked about.
Well, what about the issues of her being in fashion spreads early on in the administration? Did you put the brakes on that? I mean, it's been raised, it's now public, it's, you saw it in the magazines, her pictorials, you saw her on the cover.
I get Sports Illustrated in my house. I don't get.
But could you talk? But could you talk seriously? Could you talk about that? I mean, was there a concern in this White House that she came out being, some might have called her the belle of the ball, overshadowing the First Lady at the beginning?
I don't know who some are. I've never heard that.
Well, it's been bantered around Washington, and it's been in circles, Democratic circles as well as Republican circles, high-ranking
April,
people.
that's not a station I live in life.
As well.
No,
Could you answer the question, please?
Are you done speaking so I can?
Oh, yes, I'm done.
Excellent.
Now, yes.
I've not heard any of that criticism. I've not read any of that criticism. The President, the First Lady, and the entire White House staff are grateful for the job that she does and think she has done a terrific and wonderful job pulling off a lot of big and important events here at the White House.
Did she invite herself to this state dinner, or was she a guest of the... Did the President invite her, or did she put her name... No, that's a real question. Do not fan it off. I'm serious. No,
Jonathan.
Seriously. No. Did she invite herself, or did the President ask her? Her name is on that list, and social secretaries are the ones who put the names on the list.
Right.
Did she invite
was she
herself,
at the
or did
dinner?
the President...
April, calm down. Just take a deep breath for 1 second. I see. This happens with my son. He does the same thing. No.
Don't play with me.
I'm not.
I'm being serious.
I'm giving you a serious answer. Was she at the dinner? Yes. She's the social secretary. She had the primary secretary. She had the primary secretary for running the dinner. I'm going to get back to weightier topics like 98,000 men and women in Afghanistan. Jonathan, take us away.
All right, April, please forgive me if I ask this question.
To follow up on something, to clarify something earlier, did anyone in an office here at the White House in the days leading up to the India state visit request clearance information for the Salahis in case there were space available for them to attend the arrival ceremony?
I'm sorry.
In the days leading up to the India state visit, did anyone at the White House request the actual clearance information for the Salahis in case?
Let me check with somebody.
Thank you. If you
but
would.
let me. This is what it looks like.
I'm asking.
No, hold on one second. But I think what's important is you got to have an invitation to get into the White House.
Don't bring your invitation to the door, though. Sure you do. Bring your driver's license.
But if you don't have one of these, you can't get into the door, April.
Robert, the question...
You have a driver's license, but you didn't have one of these and you weren't at the dinner. You've got to have one of these to get in the dinner. It's an invitation.
Robert, just to confirm, my question is...
Yeah, no, I'll have somebody check on that.
If they were under the impression they were being invited, they could have gotten into the arrival...
nobody would have let anybody under the impression that they had been invited to the dinner, because there was no. All right, I will double check it.
Did you get that on eBay?
It's actually, don't tell Lester, but it actually is addressed to the Honorable Robert Gibbs.
Did Desiree Rogers give one of those invitations after she invited herself with the president?
I'm sorry?
Did Desiree Rogers get the invitation?
I don't
by
know.
inviting herself
This one says Robert Gibbs, and he had a driver's license and got in.
Or did the president invite
The
her?
Honorable Robert. Cheryl, I'm sorry.
Following what you said earlier about that you've changed the practice and now a social secretary, a person from the
Staff
office of
member
the,
representing the social
right,
secretary's
will
office.
be
Yeah.
at the.
Yeah.
So, was that a decision made by the social secretary's office? In other words, or
No,
does the
that's-
Secret Service make that call?
No,
Who
that was
determines?
based on an assessment and a review of our procedures made by Deputy Chief of Staff Jim Messina.
Okay, and then just previously, when it was determined that it was not needed to have a social secretary representative at the gate, was that determination made by the social secretary's office or by the Secret Service?
I don't know about previous decisions. I know Jim looked at whether we were doing enough to complement the work that the brave men and women do at the Secret Service in ensuring the protection of the president, his family, and quite frankly anybody that attends an event here, and decided that to ensure that we would add staff.
Right, but in administrations past, there was a staff member there, and then for this dinner, there wasn't.
Again, I don't know whether
who made that call.
I don't know the answer. Yep.